A massive part of the Macau Grand Prix weekend is the Guia race, and that is what we have in store as part of, indeed, the last round of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. It's the event of Macau. The championship was resolved yesterday in favour of Jan Erlaché, and that kind of takes all the pressure off. People don't have to think about points. They don't have to think about keeping out of trouble. They can get out their elbows. They can go for broke in order to try to win one of the most coveted touring car trophies that there is. The grid is formed. David Addison and Alan Hyde are trackside. Alex Legui is down on the grid, and we'll hear from her in a few moments' time as the final 10-lap race of the season gets set to go. With the semi-reverse grid, of course, the top 10 in qualifying are reversed, and that is going to put Josh Bucket on pole position. Right, we're nearly ready to go racing. First, let's get to the grid.
Four wins, 14 podiums, 3 world titles to his name. This gentleman here, he did it here in Macau. How does it feel to be, wake up as a triple world champion?
It feels a bit lighter than yesterday, to be honest. I go in the race today with a bit more confidence. Now this is secured, so I'm very happy. It feels good to do a race with no pressure and just going for the passion, because the passion is not there all the time when you fight for a title. So no, I'm happy that we can secure this yesterday.
What did it mean to you?
It means a lot, we wake up every day of the year since I start racing to manage to get world titles. That's the third one. For sure, the first one will always feel a bit different, but every time you achieve basically your goal and what you are working for every day, it feels amazing. The problem is that it feels amazing for a very short period of time, and you get quite addicted to this feeling. So now I'm already looking forward for next year to get that back.
Just talk us through your bonnet.
Yeah, actually, very proud to get this. All the guys from the team, they handmade the bonnet, or everyone signed, because behind this, I'm driving the car, but there's a lot of people behind at the factory, and here all the weekends, it's around 40-50 people working to make this possible. So I'm really happy that I can represent them through the racing, and really happy about the work everyone is doing, to be honest.
I love it. All right, have a good, clean race, Jan. Something tells me this one might not be that clean. I don't know what it is, if I were a gambling girl in Macau, I would put money on the fact that we might have some red flags in this race, because obviously the driver's title has been secured. The team's title has been secured by Lincoln Co. Cyan Racing. So these boys quite happy. And then you have, your likes of Normie Michelitz. He won his world championship here last year. He has got nothing to lose, and we know that they have got some serious pace. As we also know that Nacho Montenegro has some Nacho, in fact, come, let's just have a quick word to him. Sorry, Nacho. Oh, well, look who it is. At least you're both here today. Right, Nacho, your debut at Macau, and you're absolutely nailing it. The pace that you have in yesterday's... all right.
Not the three of us now.
Right. I was just saying, if I were a gambling girl, I'd put money on the fact that we might have some red flags during this race. What are your thoughts, boys? Pepe?
I will start from the pit lane. No, joking, but yeah. Nobody's playing for anything anymore. Team championship is decided. Drivers championship is decided. Last race of the year, reverse grid. The forecast should be pretty red flag, yeah.
The frisson of mischief here. Nacho, your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, same opinion as Pepe. I think it's going to be tricky in the beginning, I would say.
Hopefully for our budget it's not us creating the red flag.
Right.
Because we managed to get up to here, so...
In theory, you can just, sit back and watch the chaos that might ensue up there, yeah?
No, but the tricky thing is that you get to Mandarin, really, with some cars in front of you, and you don't know where the corner is. And you have to go through it at 240 to make sure that you get a good chance in Lisboa. So it's crazy. Honestly, inside the car is crazy, so let's see what happens. And also a big thank to Goat Racing, to Ruben, and to all the Fernandez family and all the guys, because it has been an incredible season. With very, very little resources, we managed to secure third in the championship. Nacho has done a great season, and Pepe, okay. Pepe's great.
Pepe's Pepe. Right, Goat boys. Okay. Right, come on, Eve. We've got to get down to the front because I do want to have a chat to Josh Buchan, who is our pole man. Also, his debut here. He's our Aussie contingent alongside Ryan McMillan, who has been exploring the walls a little bit over this weekend. So, Josh Buchan is our pole man. Ma Qinghua, Chinese man, is in P2. We know that they've got pace. We know that the Hyundais have pace. But what Josh was saying yesterday is already in. What Josh was saying yesterday is the trickiest thing is to launch these cars. If he gets a good launch, in theory, he should be all right. Have you been practicing your launches in your brain, in your sleep?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I have been. I'm rubbish at them, so yeah, hopefully I can get one of my few good ones.
Good. Have you had a conversation with Ma and Santi this morning?
No. Look, I'm just going to run my own race. I respect the boys immensely, but there's no car, man, or circuit that intimidates me in motorsport. So it doesn't matter who's behind. If I do my job, that's all I can control. The boys behind me are the best, but you know, I go all right too. So
good. All right, get that launch going. If he can do that, I have a feeling he will be okay, because I don't know about you, but you know, I have a feeling this gentleman here, Santiago Rutia, someone who's got absolutely nothing to lose. He's definitely got, where is he? He's definitely got no issue with confidence. He thoroughly enjoys driving at Macau. What is it with these drivers? Right, let's go and speak to Ma then instead. In fact, we haven't been able to speak to you this weekend. Right, P2. Okay. Josh is a little intimidated by the starts in these cars. We know they're not that easy. You've got an awful lot of experience. What are your thoughts into that first corner?
Oh, we will see. Macau, you never know. Mystery all the time, so I will do my best. I think I did a really good start yesterday, so I'm going to repeat it, and hopefully it can be clear before Mandarin, but it's, you know, we always need to fight very hard into Lisbon as well, so let's see.
A little Santi birdie said to me yesterday that he feels like he's either going into the wall or he's going on the top step. Either way, he is full guns blazing.
Well,
you too, right?
Yeah, exactly. What a coincidence.
Fair play. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Good luck. Goya. Goya?
加油加油加油加油加油
Jayo. Jayo. I've learnt a lot of languages this year, not fluently, obviously. Right, okay, good. So let's see what happens. It's going to be a really interesting race, this. It's been an incredible season. Like, from start to finish, we've had dramas, we've had action. Jan led since the second round. He did a brilliant job. Lincoln Co's have been deeply consistent. The BRC Hyundai boys have struggled a little bit more this year, but they will for sure be back next year, all guns blazing. Macau is providing all of the goods. It's glorious weather. Quite often when we're here, it's just extra humid and a little bit much for everybody, but everyone's really enjoying it. The atmosphere, the energy down here is absolutely incredible, and I have absolutely no doubt it's going to be a very exciting race. Make sure you're watching. Hope you enjoy it, and keep up to date with us on our TCR series social media. Drop us a DM or drop us a comment and let us know, who is your money on? Come on, do it. Let us know and I'll have a look. Have a great race. Looking forward to it. Gaia.
We're ready to go racing then here in Macau, and you've heard from some of the drivers, and you've heard at least one opinion on the fact that this might be a rather, how can we put it, destructive race. Well, yesterday was the complete opposite of that. Robust, Alan Hyde suggests, and that's not a bad idea. Yesterday, they were faultless.
They were. We had a super race yesterday, but yesterday, as Alex was making the point down on the grid, there was a World Championship to be decided, positions to be just looked after rather than fought for. But this is the Macau Guia race. There are some incredible names on the roll call of honour for winners here at Macau in a touring car. And you know what? It's rather nice if you can add your name to that roll call as well. I loved the quote from Josh Buchan down there on pole position. Starts, yeah, I'm a bit rubbish at them. It's not often you get a driver saying things like that, but that was brutally honest, wasn't it, from the Australian down there on the grid.
But this is a place at which you do not want to be rubbish, because you need really to be ahead and clear of all the trouble, don't you, going through Lisboa. You heard Esteban Guerrieri was on the grid talking about the speed in the car, 240 kilometres an hour. You don't really know what's the other side of Mandarin. Well, the same is true at a lower speed. You don't know what is the other side of Lisboa. If somebody's gone wide through the corner and hit the barrier and bounced round, as soon as you go through the corner, you're facing maybe a blockage or a parked car. It's another step into the unknown.
Santiago Arrutia, starting at the back of the grid yesterday, starting on the second row of the grid, gave us a lot of the entertainment during the penultimate round of the championship year. And this driver here, we're just having a look there in there at Miguel Kona, who was very, very good on the first 2 days here at Macau. Maybe not the qualifying position that he would have liked, but has been incredibly quick over 4 days here at Macau in 2025. So he's one to watch on the outside of the second row of the grid.
Indeed so, Esteban Guerrieri there. He is another force to be reckoned with in TCR Spec Touring Cars. Double winner this year in the Goat Racing Honda is Esteban Guerrieri. And a driver who's come, like many, from the single-seater ranks. He was a Formula Renault champion, went through up as far as GP2, was in the British Formula 3 for a time. And there, making his second race now in Macau. First one yesterday, Nacho Montenegro. The Argentine drivers on the grid. He didn't make a great start yesterday. He got roughed up, didn't he, over the first 3 or 4 corners and fell back. So he'll be a little bit keener, perhaps, today to stick out his elbows. And we often talk about, in the final touring car race of the weekend, repair time, because, you know, you might have a fortnight or 3 weeks before the next round. End of a season. They've got loads of time to repair cars after all of this. So there's a motivating factor, at least, to get stuck in. Jan Erlaché, having taken the championship yesterday, all the pressure off.
Here we go then. We are looking forward to the final rounds of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour, the events of Macau, but more importantly perhaps for this race, now the championships have been decided. This is for the winner of the Macau Guia race. Final couple of words from the teams, final opportunity to get a little bit of air into the cockpits of the cars, and that's a big feature of this. It's incredibly warm down there, and therefore the crowd are rather enjoying it. And that is the bonnet of the champions car, and it's signed by all of the team as well. It's a really nice little touch for Jan Erlaché. I like what he said down there on the grid to Alex as well about, it's rather addictive, this, the feeling that you get from winning a world title. 3 world titles have now gone the way of Jan Erlaché, the FIA World Touring Car Cup champion twice in 2020 and 2021. And now he adds to that tally of world championships, the TCR World Tour here at Macau yesterday. Right, get yourselves ready, everybody. Strap in, because I think this might be a bit of an exciting one.
Absolutely right. The Guia race, tracing its history back to 1972, when John McDonald was the first winner. For many years, it was a non-championship invitation race, and you had Group A cars in the 80s coming from all corners of the globe to take part. Then, as there was no real international touring car rule set, it became a slightly less valued title perhaps to win, but with the re-emergence of a World Touring Car Championship back in 2005, so the kudos of winning the Guia race really did rise once again. And for a 10-year period, we had 2 Guia race winners, because each race in the World Touring Car Championship era gave a Guia race victory. So 1 year, for example, we had Ernesto Farfus and Matt Hasman winning it, another year 2 different drivers, and so on and so on. And since 2015, we've had the TCR cars as the base model here, whether that has been in the World Touring Car Championship, World TCR, or now the TCR World Tour. The absent Dusan Borkovic won it last year. Before him, Fred Verviche. Before him, Felipe de Souza. Zhang Jiqiang won for 2 years. So Esteban Guerrieri is the most recent winner who is on the grid. He won it in 2018. In fact, apart from anybody else, I think he's the only winner that we have on the grid, so looking for a second victory. Jan Erlaché, our champion, has never had a Macau win. He would rather like to right that wrong, if you like, now that the pressure is off of having won that championship.
It's quite a mountain to climb from 9th on the grid in the Evening Tow for Jan Erlaché, but as you rightly say, now the pressure is off. Let's see what can happen. They were saying it yesterday down there on the grid before the GT race. Anything can happen on Macau, and very often it does. This is going to be one to savour here at Macau, and the huge crowd here, as always, we have packing the grandstands here at Macau. About to witness it. I just realised as well when the cars went off from the grid that the crowds in the grandstands around the circuit here are so close to the cars, so close to the action. With so many Grand Prix circuits now, you're in a grandstand, but you are somewhat removed from the side of the circuit. Here, you're right there in the action. And as soon as the cars left the grid on this, the formation lap, you see all the hands go up in the grandstand, all with the phone in there, because you don't have to zoom in. You are right there on top of the action.
And there is the run behind Josh Buchan up towards the right-hander of Moorish, very tight, slow corner. Josh Buchan from TCR Australia, double champion. He's been an outright race winner in World Tour this year. We've got Marshall Power behind him, Santi Urrutia, who yesterday started in Kowloon. He was that far back on the grid because he'd had 2 sets of 12-place grid drop. 12 places for an engine change and another 12 for a turbo change, but that was only a penalty carried into the next race. So now he is able to take advantage of the reversal of the top 10 qualifying times to be up near the pointy end, and I think this is going to be a good race for Urrutia. Now here, coming down towards us, is our new champion, Jan Erlaché. Got number 1 inside the car. He has to keep his 168 season-long number, but he is P1, if you like, within the championship. And we heard yesterday in the press conference from his mum, Kathy Muller, who came here to race in the Macau Grand Prix in the mid-80s, 1984-85 era, when it was a Formula 3 Grand Prix, and a very proud mum she was. And she, perhaps more than Jan did, touched on the pressure of the last few weeks coming here. He was up against Ted Bjork, and only a 2-way fight for the championship, but even though he was always the expected and perhaps stronger candidate for the title, there's still been pressure over the last few weeks. Now, pressure off, and one last race of the season. 10 laps are ahead of us. If we end up with the safety car, all right, when we end up with the safety car, then we can extend that to 12.
So the cars lining up on the grid. The front row is in place. The second row is in place as well. And let's not forget Jan Erlaché, the champion this year. His uncle, Ivan Muller, he's tasted the top step of the podium here at Macau as well. A touring car legend. Here we go. They all line up. We wait for the green flag at the back of the grid. Then eyes to the gantry. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. Engine notes rise. 5 lights. And we go here for the Macau Gear Race for 2025. Let's see who gets the march on the front row of the grid as they head down. I think it's just going to be the Lincoln Co. or Marchinvois, isn't it? Good to hear from Marchinvois down there on the grid ahead of this race. Josh Buchan, who said, I don't get good starts, hasn't got a bad one, you know.
No, he's going to lead, and Urrutia up into 2nd place. That was brave stuff on the inside going into Mandarin, so Marchinvois drops down to 3rd. Mikhail Ashkina was to the inside line, but he's now been crowded as the cars move their way down towards Lisboa. Not many going to the outside line. They're all trying to find a gap on the in if they can. So it's going to be Buchan from Urrutia, and Ashkina tries to go around the outside for 3rd. Breathe in, everybody. Do they all make it? So far, so good. And yes, they power their way up San Francisco for the first time. They're still trying to be side by side in the leading group. Eventually, they're going to have to get themselves in a queue, and up the hill they go with Josh Buchan still in charge.
Well, he is. He leads as they go up through the tight and twisty section. We're in a touring car. In recent years, we have seen manoeuvres take place in this tight and twisty section. But when you're on board and you see just how close those walls are and how close the barriers are as well, almost kissing the barriers. Rob Huff, we've mentioned it before over the last couple of days, once said to me, if you've still got your wing mirrors at the end of one of these races, you're not trying hard enough. They go so close to the barrier, so close to the wall. They are single file now. That's sensible stuff on this opening lap.
It is indeed. Let's see what progress Jan Ellerich they can make over the course of this. Don't forget the reversal of the top 10 means that the quickest man in qualifying, Nestor Girolami, has to work his way up from 10th on the grid. And Josh Buchan leads Santi Urrutia. Ashkender is third, fourth is Lars Haar as they come out of Moorish. And then you've got the Goat Racing Hondas next in the queue. Up towards Donna Maria goes Josh Buchan. He might be new to Macau, but he's adapted pretty well this weekend.
And he's won a race as well this year with a few outings in this part of the world in the TCR World Tour.
Drama, I'm afraid, though, there for number 69, which is Andy Liang. That's down at Police. He's got going again, but I think he is possibly bound for the pit lane. Got a bit of damage on the front.
I think you may be right. It's one of the very bright liveries that we've got partaking this weekend, which is indicative of where we are in the world. They do like to race around Macau and the Greater Bay Area and China as well, with extremely bright colours on their cars, and that's a great example of it. But it's been a little bit in the wars this weekend.
End of lap one, it's going to be Hyundai from Lincoln Co., Hyundai from Lincoln Co., Honda, Lincoln Co. to round out the top 8, and then two more Hyundais to round out the top 10. Josh Buchan then, led by 0.278 of a second. Urrutia now tries to find a bit of a slipstream, but he's not quite near enough on the run down towards Mandarin. So Josh Buchan it is who leads, a little bit wider maybe, coming off that part of the circuit, but now the toe does kick in, and Urrutia goes for it on the outside line then. So the bright blue Lincoln Co. is going to be ahead, but Buchan breaks late. Neither want to give way. Hard on the brakes into Lisboa. Urrutia needs the undercut coming off the corner. Can't take it.
And also, can't put a wheel wrong because he's got Ashkender right there behind him, who's had great pace here at Macau this year, and he's right there to pick up any pieces of an error from Urrutia. Pretty much raced on. Urrutia yesterday was having very, very close action. It's going to be the same, I think, again here at Macau for the Macau Guia race, and the top step of the podium, the prestigious top step of the podium. Pepe Oriola, what a shame, down in pit lane.
And out of the car, race run by the look of it. So that's one of the goats gone, the Goat Racing Hondas. They were 3, they're down to 2 as the leading duo is getting away a little bit from Mikael Ashkender now. Josh Buchan upping his pace, and he needs to, because you've seen how committed Santi Urrutia was heading into Lisboa last time. So for the second time of asking, they wriggle their way down through the faraway S's, down through Solitude Hill, and head towards Police out of Pyle. Go right now through Police up towards Moorish, and a really early lift and brake and down change for the corner.
That barrier on the exit of Moorish very often catches them out. We've been lucky so far for 2025. It's not claimed too many cars over the course of Thursday, Friday and Saturday. What's going to happen today on Grand Prix Day here? The Macau Gear Race threads its way down from the Malco hairpin. The circuit now opens up. The green light that you see there flashing away means that once they're through the Malco hairpin, they can overtake once again. And Urrutia once again closes up on the back of Josh Buchan's car, and you just know that this is going to be a fantastic run down towards Mandarin and Lisboa.
Yeah, the pass at Lisboa starts now, doesn't it? You've got to be quick, smooth, all the way through Fisherman's and R Bend, and that sets you up for the next section of the circuit. The next braking zone, as they come off the last corner, which is effectively turn 22, is not until turn 3. So all of this now is ultra fast. It's wide, the speed is building, and again, look, Josh Buchan has just been able to escape slightly as they came over the line, 0.4 of a second. This is what we saw a lap ago, but it was coming off Mandarin, where the Lincoln Co. was the quicker car last time. Ashkender going after Urrutia, and look at the run that he gets yet again. He tries the outside line, but I don't think he's going to be quite level this time. He needs the inside line, and Josh Buchan's doing a ripper job of defending here. He is not leaving him any car's room on the inside.
That's an Australian phrase, isn't it? And he really is. So the Australian that leads the race here, the Macau Guia race, is doing a very good job of keeping Santiago Urrutia just behind. Take a look back at the start, shall we? And see the start that Marcin Roy got from the front row of the grid, side by side with Josh Buchan. Josh Buchan saying that he doesn't get particularly the best of starts, but keeping an eye also on Urrutia, who's just there behind the race leader. Just jinks out to let him know that he's right there. Marcin Roy slots in behind in third place. Ashkener is right there as well. And now this run down towards Lisboa.
Replay of the start from Guerrieri as the cars launch down towards Reservoir. Busy grandstands on one side, pits on the other. Speed building from here on in. Cold tyres, remember, and a very brave first lap it has got to be. And you see how most people were kind of crowding towards the inside, not wanting to chance their arm on the outside and maybe end up not being able to get back into the queue of cars down towards Lisboa. So Guerrieri sees what's going on ahead, tries to get in the draft. The other reason is you've got to follow the car ahead and be in the wheel tracks to benefit from a tow. And then all of a sudden, Lisboa comes upon you. Huge grandstand that towers over the circuit. See how slow it is down to second gear, how narrow the road becomes now. And there, look, they were still trying to be side by side up San Francisco Hill, and it was Marshring Ha who was looking for the gap on the inside, but not to be.
You have to have trust in those around you, don't you, to do those kind of manoeuvres at Lisboa and San Francisco. And we saw yesterday, this is a world-class field of drivers. Absolutely super race we had yesterday. And at the moment, Josh Buchan is doing a great job on the world stage as well. This is going to be the conclusion of lap number 3. Across the line he goes. And let's see what Urrutia can do this time. He's still got the problem as well, that he needs to keep an eye in his mirrors because Ashkener is right there as well. And this is setting up the manoeuvre for Lisboa. If it's going to happen, you've got to be close enough on the run down through Mandarin, the super quick Mandarin on the run down towards Lisboa.
And again, look, Josh Buchan covers off the inside line, and Santiago Urrutia goes to the outside. He's going to have to be very brave to go all the way round the outside. He's got to try to tighten the line off the corner and get the undercut, which he does try this time up towards San Francisco, but he doesn't have the drive off the corner. Urrutia was one of the big overtakers yesterday, had a great battle. Eventually he prevailed at Lisboa. Today, he can't do it. He's also got to be mindful of Mikkel Ashkener, who is right there behind him. 4th is Mark, 5th is Guerrieri, Ted Björk's up to 6th, 7th is Montenegro, El Haché is only 8th, Mikulic is 9th, and Girolami is 10th.
Ted Björk was a driver we spoke about quite a lot yesterday because he came here to Macau 2nd in the championship. Well, he's making up places today. He didn't have a great race yesterday and therefore relinquished the title to Jan El Haché. But Ted Björk is currently in 6th place, Jan El Haché in 8th place. But not only that, Ted Björk has just put in the fastest lap of the race so far, 2:32.100 for Ted Björk. We've got 3 laps complete now, and Josh Buchan still responding so well to the huge amount of pressure behind him.
Yeah, he's raced against these guys, of course, this year, as you say, on his selected World Tour outings. He's been a race winner, so he knows what he's up against. He might be learning Macau all the time. He's doing a good job, and he's certainly able to defend from Urrutia. Ashkener falls back a little bit on the mountain circuit, if you like, that mountain section that's about to be completed the other side of here, Melko Hairpin. And Ashkener, if anything, has now got a whole queue of cars starting to stack up behind him, of Mar, of Guerrieri, of Björk and Montenegro. El Haché, 8th, 9th Mikulic, 10th Girolami, bit of a gap before, after Aurelien Comte comes Max Hart, who you saw locking up there.
Urrutia is right there in the wheel tracks of the race leader, Josh Buchan, as they come down into the part of the circuit that really opens up. 4 lanes, 2 lanes of traffic each way when these are the everyday streets of Macau. And Josh Buchan is well aware that Santiago Urrutia is right there behind him. Up towards the completion of this lap number 4. Across the line they go, tied together. You're quite right, already Urrutia is setting himself up for the run down towards the ultra-fast Mandarin. and then on towards Lisboa. What's going to happen this time? He is absolutely mirroring the wheel tracks of the race leader, Josh Buchan, as they head down into this very, very exciting and hugely populated as far as fans are concerned. The huge grandstands on the outside of the run down towards Lisboa. Very, very exciting place, and Urrutia goes to the outside.
But he's done it before and it's not worked, and Ashken closes right up there in third place. Urrutia again fires to the inside coming off the corner, but he doesn't have the run. He can't get the power down quickly enough, and he doesn't have an advantage, so he's therefore got to sit back behind. Sooner or later, he's hoping that Buchan's going to make a small mistake somewhere. Fastest lap of the race, incidentally, now done by Max Hart, 11th, and he's managed to get himself up past his teammate Aurélien Comte. Max very much a late addition to the ranks with less than a week's notice, but he's done the quickest lap. He's been a winner here in the China Touring Car Championship in the past. That was the Macau Touring Car Cup race a couple of years ago. Max Hart going good progress right now. And the replay here of Aurélien Comte going straight on. Lo Se-ho gets past him, so does Ryan McMillan, and Aurélien, a triple winner in the championship, rejoins.
Good use of escape road there. No requirement for a three-point turn, which is quite tricky in these touring cars, but very good usage of the escape road down there. When you think it's going to go wrong, you've got that option. And, really good work there. You mentioned Max Hart. I will say once again, he only found out during this week running up to the Macau Grand Prix that he was going to be coming out here. Literally, he was still on the phone while he was checking to see if there was a possible flight that he could get over here as soon as possible. He had his girlfriend packing his bag and getting things ready. He was booking his flights as well, and he knows how good he is around the Macau circuit, and he didn't have the best of years last year. As you say, he was on the top step of the Chinese Touring Car Cup here at Macau a couple of years before, but last year it wasn't great, so there is very definitely unfinished business for Max.
Well, meantime, Ted Björk, runner-up in the championship, then missed out to his teammate Jan Erlacher. He comes along the straight between Fisherman's and this. Bend, it's still Buchan from Urrutia, who once again now starts to set up that move down at Lisboa. He is taking Mikkel Ashkena with him as the leaders come across the line. Then that now puts 5 of the 10 laps in the book. We've got Ma Ching-Kwa in 4th place, Esteban Guerrieri 5th. They've fallen back a little bit. 6th is Ted Björk. But it's surprising, isn't it, that some of those that were so good in qualifying just aren't making any progress, even on this part of the circuit. So good defensive driving clearly by those ahead. And while you're defending, you're going that bit slower and losing touch with the car ahead. Down they come, and it is still the dominant Josh Buchan in the lead. Urrutia not necessarily challenging this time. So Josh Buchan fends him off, inside line. Comes out of the corner, still ahead, goes a little bit wider than does Urrutia, who once again tries that inside, but he's never close enough before they have to go right again at San Francisco.
He shows intent, doesn't he, going up towards San Francisco, but never does anything too dicey or too dodgy going into that corner, and then the circuit closes up, so it becomes that much more difficult. I think Ashkena got a better run down towards Lisboa that time, so Urrutia is going to be well aware that he's got the very quick Ashkena right there behind him every time when they go down into Lisboa. We've got 5 laps completed, so that's half distance completed now for the Macau Guia race, and that prestigious title that we have so many top touring car drivers, their names appear as having been winners here at Macau. And how happy would Josh Buchan be to add his name to that tally of world-class drivers here at Macau.
This is Ted Björk, who is getting himself right onto the back of Esteban Guerrieri, winner of the Guia race in 18. Björk having a cheeky look at the inside, but that ain't going to happen. It's far too narrow there. But what he's trying to do, again, is force a small error out of Guerrieri, who defends, going up towards Donna Maria. This is the big frustration. You might have a quicker car, but there is just no way through.
So tight, isn't it? And when you're riding on board like we are now, you just realise how close those barriers are on the left, and then on the right, and then on the left, and then on the right. One tiny error and things could go horribly wrong here at Macau. And that is your race leader, Santiago Urrutia in 2nd place. That's complete 6 laps at the end of this lap in what is a 10-lap race. So 10 laps yesterday, 10 laps today as well for the touring cars. And Josh Buchan is doing a really good job. He's been under relentless pressure lap after lap after lap, and he hasn't put a wheel wrong.
So over the line once more they come, 4/10 of a second, Buchan to Urrutia, who has now only got 4 laps to go. He's running out of options, and he's running out of ideas, I think, as again, look, Josh Buchan heads left and right to try to break the toe. Urrutia is still having to be mindful of Mikkel Ashkinen. Now don't forget that this is pretty much the order from the grid, which was a reverse grid. So Urrutia on paper is quicker than Buchan, Ashkinen is quicker than both. And further back, each driver gets quicker still. Again, Urrutia thinks about a move, too far back this time. But if Buchan is offline coming off the corner, he might be able to have a go. Ashkinen, though, is looking a bit more menacing, and he's really on it. As Buchan defends, and is there contact? Certainly Buchan gets sideways. Ashkinen to the outside of Urrutia. There's contact between those two as well. Urrutia is still second, and up the inside for third, I reckon, has gone Marsh Winkar.
All of a sudden, this race has lit up, hasn't it, when they go side by side on this section of the circuit. You have to look through. Goodness me.
Urrutia's got damage, he's going backwards, so Mark got past him, Ashkinen got through as well, so all of that effort from Urrutia has come not only to naught in terms of gaining the lead, but it's going to put him out of the race, because there was clearly contact going from San Francisco up the hill, and Santi Urrutia is the one that's come off worse. So Josh Buchan still leads, but now he's going to have a new challenge.
Yeah, you don't normally get side by side on that section of the circuit. Normally someone comes off worse, and that was all looking through your fingers as we went into the tight, twisty section of the Guia circuit here at Macau.
So the big winner out of it is Marsh Winkar, because he's up into second place, look. So it's still a Lincoln Co second. It's still Ashkinen third. But now we'll see what Mark can do. The incident involving Urrutia and, Björk and Guerrieri has been noted. We didn't see that. There's been a rub between those. But now Josh Buchan has a bigger lead, which is important. Not by much, but he gets very sideways there and scrubs off a bit of pace. But he's going to have Marsh Winkar chasing after him, and we'll see what the Chinese driver can do, because he will be oh so determined to win on home soil.
Somebody's lit the fuse on this lap, haven't they? Because it has absolutely exploded on lap number 7 of 10. We've got a few more laps to go, and pretty much like we had yesterday, we have a good flow of racing. It's so nice to be able to race around the streets of Macau without having safety car interventions. And so far, so good, because they are now completing 7 laps out of 10. 3 more to go.
Into the pits has come Andy Liang, like yesterday, as Josh Buchan then mindful that he's still got a Lincoln Co behind, and Mikkel Ashkinen thinking, now look, how has this happened? I'm still staring at a blue boot lid, and I thought I was going to get ahead of one. Buchan then led over the line by 7/10 of a second. Mar now trying to do what Urrutia did and bring down the gap on this very fast section to Lisboa. It's not near enough to make a move, that is for sure. And with every passing corner of every passing lap, Josh Buchan is looking a little bit more likely, a bit more secure in terms of winning the Guia race title.
So Josh Buchan has been superb so far. He absorbed all of that pressure that Santiago Urrutia was putting him on under in the first half of the race, and now he's got mirrors with another Lincoln Co directly behind. That's of Marcin Hua, started alongside on the front row of the grid, but now a little bit more of an advantage, well, certainly going on to this lap. Now they're on the tight twisty section, maybe not so much. Urrutia into pit lane, requiring at very least a new tyre on that car, but also the attentions of the team. What a shame.
Yeah, after a really hard race, he was one of the biggest triers, wasn't he? He was not giving up. They want to try to get the car back out if possible. You can see the shredded tyre, legacy of the contact. And Josh Buchan, we saw, gets back sideways. So he has been lucky in a sense to survive all of those dramas coming out of Lisboa. He still leads, although Marsh Winkar maybe looks a little bit nearer, while closing up at Donna Maria. Puff of tar smoke as Josh Buchan has to fight the car.
Quite a long puff of tar smoke as well.
I was just about to say, maybe if there had been that contact, perhaps that car is not quite 100% anymore.
I think you might be right. They thread their way around the Melco hairpin now, and Marcin Hua right on the boot lid of the race leader. They can overtake again now. This is the run down towards the completion of lap number 8. 2 to go at the end of this. Marcin Hua is the new Cyan car, just directly behind the race leader as they turn around the final few turns up towards the conclusion of lap number 8. 2 to go at the end of this. And Josh Buchan has found the headlight flashing button inside the car. Doesn't need it though.
No. But it's nice that it worked. There was one back mark against the pits as well, which was Sean Chang. As the leaders go through, right, we have only got 2 laps to go. There is Ma Xinhua, the Chinese driver, who's 4/10 of a second as they come over the line, back from Josh Buchan, and Mikkel Ashken are now having to weave around to try to break the toe from Guerrieri. Ashken has dropped too far back, so it's a 2-horse race for the Guia race title now. Buchan versus Ma, who again, look, is about 3-4 lengths back. We've had a change, haven't we? Not quite for third place, although it's imminent, as Guerrieri lines up to have a go. Here they come, down to the braking zone. It is still now Ted Bjork, in fact, up in the third place. He's gone through. Guerrieri fourth, and that's because Ashken has got a problem and a slow right down. So Mikkel Ashken's car was the one offline. He has slowed, so Ted Bjork now gains a couple of places ahead of not only Ashken but also Guerrieri.
Having a much, much better race today when all the pressure is off as far as championship points are concerned. Ted Bjork up into a podium position is something to take away from the weekend. Obvious disappointment for not claiming the driver's title yesterday here at Macau. Celebrations with the teams for their achievement over the course of this year, but to finish on the podium personally would be really nice for Ted Bjork. Good way to finish the weekend.
Yeah, he's been a race winner here in the past, not of the Guia race, but of a World Tour race. Comes then now through on the 9th lap, 1 to go at the end of this, and look, Ma Xinhua is getting closer all the time. Ma Xinhua edging nearer to the back of the Josh Buchan Hyundai as they come out of police up towards Moorish. Can't overtake here, it's way too narrow, but certainly that Lincoln Co is starting to line itself up for one last go. Look at the damage maybe on the front of Ma's car, but Josh Buchan has done a very impressive job of defending thus far. He ain't done yet, but let's see what he can do. Just over a lap to go now.
He's doing a super job, isn't he? And a very understated comment down there on the grid that he's not too good at starts. Well, he made a good start, and it's not very often that you hear a racing driver pointing out anything that they're not supreme at. But for Josh Buchan to be able to say that, it's an Australian thing, I think. They're terribly honest, certainly brutally honest about any questions that they are asked.
Very self-deprecating, you're right. I think Ma might even have a go at our bet. He got much closer and was crawling all over the back of Buchan. Look, he's weaving around again, just trying to get Josh to look up at the wrong moment and make a mistake. Ain't near enough to make the move coming into our bend, but he ain't for the one of trying, that's for sure. Over the line, Buchan right up against the wall. 1 lap to go. The carnage everybody was predicting has not happened. We got through without dramas, without safety cars, without stoppages, without yellow flags. But we've still got a lap to go. That could all change. The run to Lisboa. Can Josh Buchan hang on for one more lap?
I was going to say, we've still got one more Lisboa corner to go, and the top 2 are absolutely tied together on this final lap. What is Ma Xinhua going to be able to dish up as they go down towards Lisboa? He's determined. How determined he is. He pulls out to the left-hand side. He'll be on the outside line. Josh Buchan, keep it neat, keep it tidy, turn in. He does so. Keeps it tight on the run up towards San Francisco Hill as well. My goodness. And we've got the car, the 168 car, which is rather surprising, I think, of the champion, Jan Elaché, into the barrier down at Lisboa.
And Norbert Mikelic was caught up with him. He was on the escape road, so got a good job he got the championship one yesterday, isn't it? Jan Elaché having to sort himself out. He is going again, but slightly ignominious way to end his championship season. So Buchan versus Ma, half a lap to go now. They're still nose to tail, and Ma Xinhua has not given up. He still is determined to try to find even the hint of a gap that he can stick the car in.
It's only going to take one tiny error from Josh Buchan, and you know what? Race long, he's not done one. He has really soaked up the pressure that he had early on from Santiago Urrutia right on his tail, and now right on his tail is Ma Xinhua. They turn through those tricky right-handers at Police and at Moorish, then head down towards the coming out of Moorish, and then head down towards the long left-hander at Donna Maria into Melco hairpin, and then the circuit opens up. What has Ma Xinhua got planned for this final lap, this dash for the lights in the Macau Gear Race of 2025? They turn into the no overtaking area at the Melco hairpin. Constantly over the 4 days it's under yellow flags, you can't overtake, single file, and then the green light. That means you can overtake once again. What's going to happen here between the top 2? Josh Buchan has driven an exemplary race. All he had to do was to make sure that he didn't put a wheel wrong with the Lincoln Co right there behind him, Is he going to take this all the way to the checkered flag?
Looks like he is, because one corner to go. Josh Buchan then, first time at Macau, he's going to win the gear race. He's going to win it under huge pressure, race long. Josh Buchan wins it. Ma Xinhua is second. Ted Bjork takes third ahead of Ignacio Montenegro, Esteban Guerrieri and Nestor Girolami to come through behind. Max Hart takes the checkered flag seventh. And then after that, Norbert Mikulic for 8th, Ryan McMillan for 9th, and 10th to Lo Seho with the dramas for Yann Elaché on that last lap. Josh Buchan drove superbly there. One or two people question whether it's right that the gear race, the coveted title, is the reverse grid race that puts the slower drivers towards the front. But you can't fault the way that Josh Buchan drove in that, because every lap he was under pressure. And on this section of the circuit, particularly down to Lisboa, he positioned the car on every lap to make sure nobody was coming by.
Waves to the crowd, and he has absorbed a huge amount of pressure as Josh Buchan gets it a little bit wrong in front of the grandstand. Well,
thought he was heading for the barrier there.
We've had the checkered flag, so he can be allowed that.
So Josh Buchan taking honours. This is what happened to Yann Elaché then on that last lap, going down towards Lisboa, and got the GOAT Honda ahead, which he's trying to work a way past, and gets it wrong under braking, can't make the corner, boom, headbutts the tyres.
Finds the right gear, does the three-time world champion driver, and he can be allowed a day off as well. He did all the work that he needed to do yesterday, so one mistake, well, I think we can forgive that. He leaves Macau this year as a world champion, and very proudly so as well. It was fascinating. You talked about the fact that his mum, also a very good racing driver, was put on the microphone in the press conference after he claimed his title, and it was so sweet, wasn't it? Yann was sort of in the background, looking like we all would if mum was saying nice things about us, just a little bit embarrassed about the nice things that Kathy was saying about us. Right. It was amazing. You are a world champion, but some things of human nature never change. When your mum's saying nice things, you get embarrassed.
Exactly. Yes, I think Yann was thinking, for God's sake, don't get the photographs out when I was small. You're going to ruin my street cred. That's what mums do, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you remember Yann when he was 4?
This is him when he was first in a car.
Well, he has had a great season as Yann Elaché, a very deserving champion. And okay, he had an error in that, but it was actually because he was on the attack. Yeah. And you can't knock him for that, especially here. So although he will leave Macau with an 11th place finish in that race and still no victory on the streets here of the gear circuit, he does take the championship, and that's the main thing. Yann Elaché, 4 times a winner in the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. Right, so all those people that were saying, I think there are going to be red flags, or I think this is going to be carnage, what do we reckon to their opinions then?
Well, it didn't happen, did it?
It didn't happen.
We had 2 exemplary races from the touring car drivers, world-class drivers here at Macau. And you know what? The Macau circuit, the gear circuit here at Macau, requires a world-class driver to have races that... Okay, we had a few moments. We had a few cars that bumped into barriers and bumped into walls, and we had overtaking manoeuvres that didn't quite work, but we didn't have a safety car, did we?
No.
Not yesterday and not today.
All went good, and the excellent news is that no cars with any serious damage. Real shame for Pepe Oriola. We didn't really get a chance to mention that he's not been here since 2018, not raced for 2 years in anything, but his race was a very short one. Lots of Australian flags to greet Josh Buchan, and the Australian driver taking a 2nd victory of the season then within the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. Out he gets! And a very happy, very proud, very noisy team celebrates Josh Buchan's achievements. Josh, double TCR Australia champion. He's raced in karts and Formula 4. He's been doing some GT4 down under this year as well with good pace. Says thanks to the team. And savours the moment, and why wouldn't you? Wouldn't it be great to see him do a whole season in the future?
It's an iconic shot, isn't it? And particularly when you can carry the flag of your nation on the top step of a winning car here at Macau. Lovely scenes. Josh Bucken can be very, very proud. That's his second win this year in the TCR World Tour, and what a place to do it as well.
The Championship's media delegate, Fabio Arroyo, is the gentleman you've just seen, congratulating him, making sure that in the winners' arena for World Tour purposes, the right people are there. We need a winner, we need the official photographers, we need a cameraman, and we need Alex Legui as well, and she'll be able to have a word in a moment. Ma Xinghua then takes second place as he arrives in Parc Ferme, the technical team ready. Max Hart getting out of his car. He was the man with the fastest lap of the race to his name come the end.
Super race for him as well. Got up to 7th place, so well worth coming back to Macau this year for Max Hart. Really good stuff, that.
Absolutely, and there to the backdrop goes Josh Bucken, and Alex Legui will be there. And Xinghua, Ted Bjork for second and third places. They'll make their way to the podium, but it's a Guia race win for Josh Bucken. It's been a long, long time since we've had an Antipodean winner of the Guia race, but Josh Bucken is with Alex Legui.
Josh, you didn't just nail Macau, that was an absolute masterclass of a Macau drive. What a lot of pressure, but you did it, you got it.
Oh my God. It's the best moment of my career. It'll be hard to top this one. I know I should say about the race was the race, you can watch it. I need to thank my team. I need to thank Aaron over there. I need to thank Barry from HMO, who put me in the seat in 21. Hyundai It's Australia for backing me to this point. Everyone in the crew, I can't name every name because there's too many, but every single crew member was in that dungeon downstairs for a week and just pushed on through. Lauren, she's on the plane. I'm meeting her in Japan in a couple of hours. Hello, hope you had Wi-Fi. You should have watched that. To everyone who's helped me in my career, thank you kindly. Rob Huff, a special mention, my phone a friend coach. I said I'd give you a mention. JFDI. Yeah, it's a good day in sport.
And it's turned into quite a season for you in the end.
Yeah, look, at the start of the year, I was going to make heaps of money, race heaps of cars. It was great. And then my programs kept getting cut. Luckily, Aaron, the guru, came up with the crazy idea to do TCR World Tour. And, you know, we got smoked at the first round in Tailem Bend, our home track. We looked pretty stupid, so genuinely turned the car on its head between rounds for Korea, did the business there. And then obviously sat out Brownie, my little mate, did a good job in China. And then to perform here, I had a solid plan of what I wanted to do, just take it easy, build, crawl, walk and run. I still didn't get Mandarin right all weekend. I sucked through there, my God. And yeah, I feel like I executed. The only time I hit the fence this weekend was on the in-lap. I was looking down, going nuts. Saw a corner there, had to rip the handbrake and smashed into the fence. Full first day on the tools, but anyway, I couldn't care less. Disqualify me if it's broken something that shouldn't break, whatever, I don't care.
Good job. Enjoy the podium and enjoy that party tonight.
So great job done by Josh Bucken. And he is, I think I'm right in saying, actually the first Australian winner of the Guia race. We have had an Australian winner of the Grand Prix, but not of the Guia race. So a bit of history being made by Josh Bucken, and he will now make his way up to the podium.
So that was the Macau gear race of 2025, and Josh Buchan takes the win from Marcin Hua in second place, and a great race from the fourth row of the grid for Ted Bjork, runner-up in the championship this year, and finishes up on the third step of the podium. Montenegro finishes up in fourth place, Guerrieri in fifth, and Girolami, who took pole position yesterday for the qualification race, finishes up in sixth place. Confirmation of the complete field running for round 20 of 20 for the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. And of course the final round here for the Macau gear race. And the brutal honesty of an Australian when he gets interviewed after a race like that. Superb little quotes coming out from Josh Buchan. The best moment of my career was one that I particularly loved. He referred to the team working on the car down in the dungeon. And the reason he says that, they are inside on the first level inside, down there in the paddock building, and it's very, very warm down there, and that's what he was referring to there. And the brutal honesty about the opening meeting of the year when he took part in the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour, that he got smoked at the opening round, his home round, and then they did a good bit of work to make sure that he wouldn't be again. So he got a win, and he's got a win again to finish the championship year. So from what started out as a tricky year with the deals that he put together not quite coming to fruition, the decision to enter events in the FIA TCR World Tour have really rather paid off, and writes a bit of history now, taking the top step of the podium in the prestigious Macau gear race. There's the winning car, that's underneath the podium, and the drivers will be making their way up to the podium now to get this presentation underway. There's the little bump, little dent in the roof of the car after the obligatory celebrations on the roof of the car, and confirmation of the team standings as well. Lincoln Co. Cyan Racing winning the team standings by some considerable margin, by 287 points at the end of the championship year. Right, we've got a number of things to look forward to today here at Macau. First of all, we'll enjoy the podium presentation. We will also enjoy the build-up to the FIA GT World Cup, the Macau GT Cup here, which gets underway local time here at 12:35. It's just approaching a quarter to midday here at Macau. 16 laps in total for the Macau GT Cup, the FIA GT World Cup taking place. And then, of course, all the build-up to the Macau Grand Prix. 3:30 is when that race gets underway. 15 laps for the FR Formula Regional World Cup. That's coming up, and so too is the podium. They're getting ready. The door is open. Presenters are in place. So too the dignitaries. Here we go.
And now it's
for our
time
podium.
for the prize presentation ceremony on the podium for the Macau Gear Race Kumho FIA TCR World Tour event of Macau Race 2. First of all, please welcome our winning drivers to be on the podium. The second runner-up, number 111, Ted Bjork from Sweden. And the first runner-up, number 155, Marcin Hua from China. And the winner is number 30, Joshua Buchan from Australia. Congratulations. And now it's time for the national anthem for the winner. Please also welcome our representative of the winning team. Welcome Mr. Aaron Grant from HMO Customer Racing. Proprietary Company Limited. And now we're going to present the trophies and the laurels. First, please welcome Mr. Peter Chan, Senior Vice President of VIP Marketing of MGM, to present the laurel and the trophy to our second one-up. Thank you, Mr. Chan. And now, please welcome Mr. Kenny Fong, President and Executive Director of MGM China Holdings Limited, to present the laurels and the trophies to our first one-up and the winner. First to our first winner-up, number 155, Ma Qinghua from China. And to our winner, number 30, Joshua Burkian from Australia. Thank you, Mr. Fong. And now I would like to invite Mr. Peter Chan again to present the laurel and the trophy to HMO Customer Racing, our winning team. And may Mr. Fong and Mr. Chan move to the center to have a good photo. Gentlemen, please look to the front and let's take a photo. Wonderful. Congratulations. May all the winning drivers remain on the podium, and thank you, our presenting guests. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Fong and Mr. Chen. I would like to invite our winning drivers to remain on the podium, because now we're gonna present our trophies to our winning drivers again. First, please welcome Mr. Stuart Murray from FIA, the FIA Deputy Director of Circuit Sport, to firstly present the laurel and the trophy to our second one-up. Ted Bjork from Sweden. And to our first one-up, Ma Qinghua from China. Thank you. And next, please welcome Mr. Marcello Lotti, the WSC Group President, to present the trophy first to our winner, number 30, Joshua Buchan, and to our winning team, the HMO Customer Racing Proprietary Limited Company. Congratulations. And now please move to the center and let's take a group photo together with our winning drivers. All right. And now, gentlemen, please look to the front, to our media zone, and let's take a good photo. What a moment! Congratulations. Thank you, our guests. May all winning drivers remain on the podium, and thank you, our presenting guests. I would like to invite all of our winning drivers again to step on the top of the podium, to look to the front, and let's have one more good photo, please. Yes. Winning drivers only for this photo. Yes. Yeah, together. Yes, holding up high our trophies and looking to the front. Have one more good photo. Wow! All right, thank you. And now it's time for celebration. We would like to invite our winning drivers to pick up the champagne. All right, let's see those champagne showers. All right. Congratulations. It's time for the most famous tradition in all of motorsport. Wow, what a moment. Thank you. And now I'll pass the mic to Chris. We're going to have the interview section with our winning drivers.
Thank you very much, Elvis. Ted Bjork, oh no, still champagne to come. Ted, that was great work with the champagne. You won that race easily.
I was on it, like in the race, really tried to get the result, and it's really nice to finish the season on the podium. So I'm really happy, good fighting. Thank you, team. Thank you, Zion, Lincoln Co. Congratulations, HMO and Josh. Fantastic job. Teammates, everybody, nice.
Fantastic job, you as well. 8th on the grid, you got up to 6th pretty quickly, and then out of nowhere you appeared in 3rd place. Tell us about that lap.
At first it was an attack on one of the Honda in turn 16, so I just sent the car. And then they was struggling in T2, and I just went on the outside.
And a great season, as you said, 2nd place in the championship.
Daigaho. Welcome to the press conference of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. Congratulations, Josh Buchan, Ma Qinghua and Ted Bjork for the podium for our final race of our 2025 season. Josh, what a race. I don't imagine you had a moment to breathe from start to finish. That defense from Santi was relentless, and then once he made his error, then you had much the same from Ma. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I was slow in Sector 1 all weekend, really. I never really got the hang of it. I felt good everywhere else around the circuit, surprisingly. Some of the stuff where you're doing 160, 70 between the walls, like bang, bang, was no problem, but just there, it was just a feeling. Like, the speed doesn't worry me, it's just a feeling. And I knew this race, if I got in the lead, that was going to be the issue, because these guys are super quick, so talented. But yeah, once I got in the lead, it was going to be very difficult to get past. The Hyundai's good down the straight, and I was not letting that up without a really good fight. They were going to have to put me in the wall to get rid of me. So, and I was okay with that. If that was how it was going to end, that was how it was going to end, and I was content. Luckily, that didn't come to that. The boys were very respectful. I've always tried to race these guys as cleanly as I can. I could easily have come in here and played on the fact that, you know, I'm not in a championship and I can rub and smash, but I respect all of these guys immensely, and I tried to treat them with respect, and I feel like I get it back out there as well. So, yeah, it was an excellent race from everyone, from every car I came across.
It was such a great race and such a great season as well. It's been a real privilege to have you in the championship. Can we see more of you next year?
I have to speak to Hyundai and then see if they'd like me back. I have, no further TCR deal at this point. I'd love to continue on with Hyundai. It's been a family of mine for 10 years. It's been a family for racing for 5. I'll still be racing next year irrespective, but yeah, if there's a TCR opportunity for me in World Tour, whatever it may be, then I feel like I would do a job.
Well, we look forward to having you. Congratulations.
歡迎大家嚟到第72屆澳門格蘭披治大賽車澳門東望洋大賽 Kumho 國際汽聯 TCR 世界巡迴賽澳門站第2回合正賽嘅賽後記者會。首先恭喜台上面嘅3位車手，佢哋分別係第1位嘅北勤、第2位馬清華同埋第3位嘅比約克嘅。剛才北勤呢都同我哋講，其實佢喺成個比賽週末裏邊呢，佢喺第一賽段嘅速度係比較慢嘅，咁所以呢，佢就覺得喺賽事期間呢，只要佢攞到帶頭嘅位置呢，就已經可以不停咁樣通過保持佢自己嘅速度嚟到去爭勝啦。咁佢喺賽事過程當中呢，亦都抵禦住對手嘅強烈嘅攻勢啦。咁佢好開心可以攞到賽事嘅冠軍啦，亦都覺得成個比賽呢係非常之好嘅。咁至於佢下一年會唔會就繼續參加 TCR 嘅比賽呢？咁佢話個人呢就暫時未有一個咁樣嘅安排，但係佢會繼續參賽啦。咁而下一年如果有 TCR 嘅機會嘅話呢，佢都會好好把握嘅。
Ma, Congratulations. Good to have you on the podium. You read that Santi incident perfectly. Can you just talk us through how you seized that opportunity?
Yeah, first of all, super happy to be on the podium again. And thanks to the team, thanks to Siren Racing, Link & Co. Was not an easy race. I think I had a really good start, a really good jump. But obviously, we don't have the top speed on the straight line. So while Becken was inside of the Mandarin, so I have to sacrifice a little bit of the position. Then we make through. Yeah, there was an accident in front of me in the middle of the stunt. Then, yeah, it was nice involved. Sorry for my teammate Santi. And yeah, then I tried everything to put on him, but was yeah, just yeah, I got the pace, but I tried because he's a bit slow in sector 1 especially, and down to sector 3, 4, there's no overtaking point. I was close by, but yeah, it was really tough to make the position. Yeah, then then we finished the race. It's I think it's good result for everyone and good for me. Happy again, and thanks for all the people here, which is a part of my home race as well. So thanks to everyone in China, and thanks for the support.
Good job, Ma.
谢谢，恭喜你拿到了第2名。也刚刚你也提到了，在家乡的赛道上可以得到名次是非常的高兴的。可不可以请你用中文跟我们的中文听众和观众讲一下？
廣東話或普通話？
冇所謂，你揀啦。
首先非常高兴能够在澳门再次登上领奖台，然后想跟所有在现场和这个视频上线上的这个观众说非常感谢，感谢大家的支持，然后也恭喜我们的车队能够在收官之战拿到这样的一个成绩，作为其中的一员，我也是非常的开心。当然这场比赛也是非常的激烈和精彩，全年的最后一个回合，大家都是全力以赴了。发车阶段呢，应该说我的第一个发车做的还是非常的不错，但是我们车的直线确实加速度，和现代比起来还是有一些差距，所以在东方湾之前并没有能够去抽头，所以还是保住了这样一个位置。然后在比赛的中间呢，也是发生了一些意外，然后我的队友和另外一台现代撞了一下，然后我就在旁边找了一个干净的一条线去超越。那最后几圈我超过之后，其实我知道我的速度还是非常快的，能够迅速的去贴近前方的车，但是确实这条赛道要实现超车，只有在普京湾是最好的这个位置，包括可能最后一个弯，在水塘那一边，但是我们的车的直线速度显然，让我没有办法去贴得非常近。所以在山上之后过了岭南中学，其实没有太多很好的超车机会。虽然就算有再快的速度，可能也很难去实现一个超越。但是不管怎么样，还是非常开心能够以一个领奖台的位置去完成比赛，然后能够去和我的队友再次站上领奖台，所以非常开心。谢谢大家。
谢谢。Ted, I had hypothetical money on you getting onto the podium, and I wish I'd put real money down now. What a drive and what a climb.
Yeah, but first of all, I have to say, so big respect for Josh. You know, winning the race here and going through the second corner, Mandarin corner, every lap. I think he was scared.
He was scared and it's done.
And you know what? You know, starting in pole, leading and want to defend the guys from behind. First time here, so big respect. The only thing I can say is that corner will not be easier next year.
If I never come back here, I'm happy. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated.
Yeah, but I've been here like 6 times, and every time you come out, oh no, not again.
I don't want to take over your question, but Ted was one of the most helpful guys throughout the season for me. So I consider Ted a good friend, and he's always been very kind to me. So yeah, thank you again, mate. Thank you.
Yeah. And the second of all, big thank you to all the people working here at this Macau Guia circuit. Everybody is fantastic, all the marshal to put everything together to when we come here. There are so much people involved, so I have to say a big thank you. I'm very impressed every time we come. And the rest is like I'm super happy because second place again in championship, but it's nice to finish on the podium. Fantastic race.
Thanks, Ted.
剛才咧賽事第3位亦都係Kumho 國際汽聯 TCR 世界巡迴賽年度總亞軍嘅比約克咧，就同我哋分享啦。咁佢首先咧就好恭喜北勤啦。咁佢認為第一次嚟東望洋跑道上面可以上演一場咁精彩嘅賽事咧，係非常之犀利嘅。另外咧，佢亦都好多謝澳門格蘭披治大賽車上下所有嘅每一員啦。佢覺得每一次嚟澳門嘅時候咧，感覺都非常之好。另外當然咧，佢就好開心啦，佢攞到好嘅名次啦，同埋可以喺巡迴賽裏邊攞到好嘅成績。
Great. Any questions from the audience?
開放現場提問。
Hello, this is a question for Josh. Please tell us about the start when Mark came side by side with you. What were your thoughts on how you defended all the way to take first place at Lisboa? Thank you.
I didn't really have a choice as to what I could do. I just had to keep my right foot planted and trust that, where's the badge? Hyundai Power puts me through. I knew if we were at least side by side and I was on the inside, like Ma said, into Mandarin, I would probably going to have the position. For me, the big issue is the start. I really struggled to get our car off the mark in the start. That first 20 metres for me is always a struggle. I think my start was okay, nothing crazy. The boys from HMSG are going to give me heaps for it, but it was enough. And then from there, yeah, just I knew if I could avoid the side draft and kind of put my car in the right spot, help one car out with the tow so that it would get next to Ma and maybe cause a bit of an issue that I wasn't involved in, that was the plan. And it worked that way. But yeah, it was for me, the first 10 metres of the start, if I got that, I knew I'd be okay.
Any further questions?
All right.
Cool.
It's done.
Official photograph.
Meanwhile, Roy, and thank you everybody so much for having us. It's been another brilliant year here in Macau. That's on behalf of everyone from the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. We thoroughly enjoyed it and we look forward to next year.